I grew up in a Christian home, went to church all the time, graduated, went to Christian college. God was very important in my life, but after I graduated and I was on my own, his importance fell down some rungs, and I would say that he was important, but I wasn't doing anything that gave evidence to that. Married, had kids, thought I had a successful life by my measure, was pretty prideful. And then about 5 years ago, I was with someone who I thought was a friend and someone who I thought was trustworthy, and he chose to sexually assault me. And so after that incident, I fell into a pretty dark black hole. It made me feel like less than a person, or at least I felt like I wasn't able to be a mom, a wife. Everything that I had built my trust in and built my confidence in, which was primarily my job, because it was somebody that I worked with, this identity that I had built for myself was all destroyed. And I didn't know who I was anymore. And for a long time, I wanted to go back to that. I just wanted to pretend like it didn't happen and go back to the time before it happened. My family was supportive and was with me, even though it was difficult, but I couldn't see the light. I couldn't see the support. Prayed a lot, but didn't really feel like God was there. Luckily, I started at least going through the motions of trying to get better. Still struggled a lot, both in what happened and just the repercussions from it. A friend of ours introduced us to Tim, and we met with him. We were going to another church at the time. Tim was the first one that really spoke life into me again, and I could see that God was there and that healing was possible. But it was scary. It was really scary because I had grown real comfortable in kind of my dark hole, and I was afraid of coming out of it. I left my job pretty immediately and was unemployed. My husband had this wonderful idea, why don't you go back to school? Kind of give me some sort of purpose, meaning. After, I don't know, my first or second year in school, we decided to open up our own private practice, started coming to Cross, and the healing continued. Healing that I didn't feel when we were at the other church. And because of that, and really seeing that God had me, even if I didn't feel like he did, or even if I didn't see that even if I was blind to that he was there, the same friend that invited us to come to Cross also kind of gave us the opportunity to talk to him about, you know, what would it look like if we partnered with Cross as a counseling center. And so because of that, I'm here at the church. I'm helping with living free and just really feeling blessed by that. It just fell into place. It was the most exciting and one of the best things that's ever probably happened to me. And I understand people now more than what I did before when they talk about kind of being in a hole and not seeing God or seeing God work, because I'd been there. You know, I talk to God more and I have more peace and joy in my life than I have maybe ever had, but definitely more than what I had before the assault. And I don't feel like God made that happen. That was that man's choice, but he definitely made good come out of it. The person I am now is more of who he created me to be. I no longer want to go to the time before it happened. I don't want to be that person again. And I'm able to help others. I love what I do, and I really feel like God's called me to be here in this moment, and not to just help others in my practice, but to be a voice and a helping hand to people when they are at their darkest. I'm not going to be stuck and stagnant again in my life like I was before 5 years ago. All the safety and security in the world is not worth not doing what God wants me to do. Even though those next steps are super scary, they're rarely, in my life at least, ever easy. They are so worth it. And God is there every step of the way. and He will heal you and make you new. I'm Andrea Spicer, and this is my story.